This is for all my budget baddies. How do we stretch a penny? Like, I want to take it, put it in one of them roller machines and roll it back and forth until it looks like Play-Doh. How do I stretch a penny? Because I'm pretty sure that the next job I take, I'm going to have to stretch some pennies. I'm going to have to stretch a lot of pennies. And what I need from y'all is like, what do you do so that you enjoy your life, you have a work-life balance, and you have like disposable income? Like, what do you sacrifice in order to do that? Or what are you doing to make those pennies stretch? Where are you shopping? Where are you getting your groceries? Where are you getting your furniture? What are you doing on the side? Like, anything and everything. Because I'm just trying to figure out, like, how are you 45K salary girls doing? How are you 35K salary girls doing? You know, like, how are we making this it? And in a city, no less. Please let me know.
Hello everyone, this is Emmanuel Cook. We will be reacting to a new video today, so make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below, and let's get into the video.
Budget my low income bi-weekly paycheck with me. I got paid $741.69 this week. Well, last week. All of my expenses, my rent, car insurance, Affirm, Zip Pay, and gym membership came out to $815.66. I was negative $74.66. I ended up just having to cover it with my savings. I went to DC this weekend to go see my cousin graduate with her master's in neuroscience. Period. That literally drained the rest of everything to cover travel expenses, hotel, deposits, parking, eating, etc., etc. I'm completely at zero across all the board. So we will be starting my budgeting all over. And yeah, that's basically all I have to say about this. Bye.
If you're in your 20s and your 30s and you still feel broke every time that you get your paycheck, let me show you why. Hi, I'm Karina, founder of Her Wealth Wings, where we educate people on their money and build the wealth that you want for your future. This is Budgeting for Beginners Low Income Edition. If you have low income and you're wanting to either get out of debt or you want to save, let me show you how to do it. Let's start with the basics. Let's start with your paycheck. If you make $48,000 a year, after taxes, you're going to be taking home $39,840, which means that monthly you're taking home $3,320, which you're probably getting paid twice a month. This is how I would personally break it down. You want to do 20% of your monthly income will go to savings and investing. You want to always pay yourself first, so that way you never get in a pickle. 38% will go to housing, which is your rent. 7% to transportation, so that's like gas or taking the train to work. 20% of your monthly income is going to go to your food and your needs, and then 15% will go to either travel, your wants, or debt if you have debt to take care of. First, I'll do the calculations for the month so that you can see what this looks like. We'll do 0.2 times 3320. That'll be $664. We do 0.38 times 320, $1,261.60 that you can use on rent. Transportation, 7% of your monthly income is 0.07 times 3320, which will equal $232.04 that you can use on gas and transportation during the month. For food and necessities, do the 0.2 again, which is going to equal the $664 that you can use on food and needs, which is plenty. So 15% of your monthly income is going to be $498 that can go towards your travel, your wants, or your debt. If you have debt, I would suggest putting this towards that in full and not save for your sinking funds yet. Now, if you want this per paycheck, you will just take each of these numbers and divide them by 2 to get how much you will be spending per paycheck in each of these categories. I hope the budgeting for beginners was helpful for you. If you make a certain salary per month and you want to know the breakdown, put in the comments how much you make and I will do a video and break it down for you. This is Budgeting for Beginners Low Income Edition. Never forget that you were born to fly.
Come budget my paycheck with me as a recent college graduate still working her part-time job. I would definitely consider my income like low income, but I also work only about 25 to 30 hours a week. And I do have a husband who helps out as well with bills and groceries. And it's about a 50-hour paycheck. I had a day off due to vacation on this week. Actual check, I got $873.51. Like I said, this is about 50 hours. And then my leftover in the bank, I just had $652. So my bills due this paycheck are rent and my phone bill. I always make sure I pay my bills early just in case I get behind, so I have a buffer. After I pay my bills, I look at my credit card I use for my weekly spending and I insert that info in my tracking, as you can see here. My husband helps buy groceries and filled my car with gas this week, so I don't have too many expenses. So for my expenses, I have about 5 different categories of groceries and then eating out and bars. I just like rope coffee into that as well. And then I have gas, essential shopping, and the non-essential shopping. So actually I do the budget for the next 2 weeks on this budget sheet. I'll show you guys that. My husband does pay for HelloFresh, and he does usually pay for like the Walmart pickup orders, and so we also don't share a bank account. I don't know if that's like controversial. So the total was $252.55, and then that's how much I paid. As you can see here, these are my categories of my budget for next 2 weeks. Since at grocery $75, eating out at bars, I am going on a trip to see my friend next weekend, so I gave myself a little more money there. Gas, same thing. She lives 400 miles away, so I just gave myself some money for gas. I do drive a hybrid, so that helps a lot. Essential shopping, you never know, $50. Non-essential, try not to shop or anything. Thanks for budgeting my paycheck with me. Check back in the next 2 weeks to do it again.
What's Gucci, my fellow budgeting biatches? If you're new here, my name is Stephanie, and I'm a 39-year-old single mother of 2 living in Southern California. And this is what we do. So today we're going to be going over my paycheck breakdown from December 27th to January 9th. So my last paycheck, I forgot to mention that I had gotten my annual bonus, which is why it was a little bit higher. And then this paycheck has my commission. Let me break it down for you. Let me break it down for you again. Don't be a hard rock when you truly are a gem. Baby girl, respect is just the minimum. My gross for this pay period is $2,315.67. Taxes comes out to a total of $189.61. And then my deductions are a little bit less. It's less this paycheck because I also got reimbursement for like my office supplies. I got paid a reimbursement for, I think I got paid like $89 for a new router that I had bought, and then I also got reimbursed for a few months of like my internet. My deductions are only $67.96. My net paycheck came out to a total of $2,058.10. And let me show you how I budgeted for this pay period. For my income, I got paid $2,058.10. Child support $378.92. So that came out to a total of $2,437.02, and then I had a leftover of only $5.15, y'all. $5.15 is not a lot. That came out to a total of $2,442.17. So for bills, have to rent again, so $1,039. Car insurance is $139.71. Apple Care Plus, $9.99. Gym membership is $49.99. TikTok subscription, $6.51. Water, sewer, trash bill is going to be $76.42. Southern California Edison, $107.20. And my dance membership, and I know a lot of people have been asking about my dance. That's for the 3 of us for a month, so it's just not for me. That came out to a total of $147.68. So that comes out to a total of $1,576.50. For my debt, I'm going to be putting $40 to my Capital One, $40 to my Ally, and then $50 to my Fortiva card. Tire payment again is going to be $60.49. And then my last Klarna payment of $44.40. So that comes out to a total of $234.89. Leftover, we're going to take our income of $2,442.17 minus our bills of $1,576.50 minus our debt of $234.89. That will leave me with a leftover of $630.78. And like I mentioned before, because this is my commission paycheck, I try my best to keep as much leftover as I can to roll it into my next check because it's going to be smaller. I'm not going to have my commission check on that. So again, I thank you guys so much for following me on my journey. I really hope that these videos help. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to smash that follow button, hit the heart, leave a comment below for me. Again, thank you guys so much for your support, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Okay, I love you, bye!
Another thing that she could actually do is to put $100 in a high yield savings account, and so over time it can actually grow. And if she actually needs the funds, she has access to money. Commission's job is not easy, and it is not stable as well. So always having extra funds to the side is always a good idea, because you never know when you actually need it for emergencies. So it is always a smart idea to have extra money set aside for those things because life happens.
Let's budget my low income bi-weekly check as a stay-at-home mom who just started working from home. So I got paid today $594.69. Also, I cashed out some stocks the other day and it deposited today as well for $243.82. That brings our total to $838.51. First thing I did was pay off my Tesla charger for $11.10, which then brings our total to $827.41. Also, I decided to treat myself to some skincare products because my skin has been acting a little bit dry lately. So that came up to $40. So we have $787.41 left from that. Then today I got some Starbucks for $8. That brings our total to $779.41. And last but not least, I will be getting my nails and toes done. I'm budgeting about $150 for that next week. So that brings my remaining balance to $629.41. It doesn't include any of the bigger bills that I have because my man takes care of those and those have already been paid. So this money is just for me and also just to save and contribute to the house in any way that we need. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Also, let me know if you guys like this type of videos. I've been seeing them a lot and I'm like, why not do any? So I'll see you guys in my next one. Have a great night. Bye.
I live very low income, so budgeting is a priority in my life. I choose to do a job that I love versus a job that I would get paid more to do. So let's do a quick breakdown of how I budget for a month. I make approximately $1,200 a month from my job, where I work about 50 hours a week. While doing that, I've grown my savings from $500 to $14,000 in a span of 11 months. My total debt is $2,784. My budget for food is $200 a month, and my bills are all fixed, so I know exactly what they're going to be every month, which is $729. My hobbies all fall under entertainment, which I put at $70 a month. Now on this page I break down what my expenses are. My rent is $400, my hobbies is $70, I put $200 in my savings, my car payment is $120, and my car insurance is $210. Now besides my hobbies, these are all fixed expenses that come out every month. I allow myself to have $250 for food. $200 of that goes to groceries and $50 of it goes to eating out. On this back page here is where I track my expenses and label them under the different categories they fall. Gas, groceries, eating out, my hobbies. At the end of the month I add it all up to see how much money I actually spent. I can also see how much money I have towards eating out by the end of the month. If I don't have much, I don't spend much.
Budget my paycheck with me as a Chipotle manager. So my check I got this week, I get bi-weekly checks, by the way. It was $1,168. Super tea. I had $10 left over from my last check, so that rolled over into this check. So I had $1,178 and I had a lot of bills to pay. First thing I paid was my car, which was $428. Then I paid my phone, which was $82, my gym, which was $15, gas I put away $50, and then I paid only $35 on my credit card. That doesn't sound like a lot, but I've been paying a lot on my credit card, and finally it paid off. My credit score went up by 40 points, so we're back in the 700 range, and I figured I'd give myself a break because it's a little better than it was now. Total, all my bills were $610. So after that, I was left over with $568. So of course we had to do our savings first. So in total, I put $300 in my savings. I put $200 to start my apartment fund. And then I put $50 in my normal savings and $50 in my travel savings. So now in total, I have $800. Super tea. Super tea. It's been a while since I've been able to keep even $500. In my checking, I gave myself $268 to spend. I would usually not give myself that much. I would usually only give myself like 100 and some change, but I really wanted to get my hair done. Once again, I literally paid a lot on my credit card and it went up 40 points, so I think I deserve it. And since it's like starting to get sunnier out, my hair is starting to fade and starting to be more brown than it is black, so I'm gonna get it dyed this color. I don't know if you can tell the difference, but it is brown. It's not black. So my hair is going to be $120, so I put that in my Cash App so that way it's not mixed with my spending money. And then I had $148 to spend. I think I have like $120 right now because I get paid early. I get paid on Wednesdays. I think I got like food or something, but yeah.
A quick reminder, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe down below. and let's continue the video.
I'm $246,000 in debt. Let's budget my paycheck. We are doing this from the top of my washer today because I forgot to film while there was natural light out. So, anyways, I did get a slight pay raise this pay period, and I didn't know it was going into effect yet. I thought it started next pay period, so very exciting here. So I budget my checks for $1,400 every 2 weeks. This one actually ended up being $1,539 and 46 cents. We also have to take into consideration for this pay period that my boyfriend will be giving me his first payment since he started living with me, and that is going to be $850 for half of my house payment. So, all that said, let's get into it. First off, my Hulu bill is $27. My Shutter bill is $7. My utility bill for my lights is $140. My gas bill is $55. I have both of those on the average payment plan, so I pay the same every month regardless of how much I use, and that just works better for me. Let's see. My water bill is $30 this month. My trash bill is $25 this month, and then my Google Fiber bill is $70. And I would have cheaper Wi-Fi if I could, but I work from home and Google Fiber is the only place that gets good service in my area. And then my Disney Vacation Club timeshare payment is $433 before anyone says anything about it. As always, I know that was a poor financial decision, but I can't get out of it till it's paid off. And my house payment is $1,654. So I am gonna have about $660 left over this month. That is gonna go to groceries. And then also my boyfriend's birthday is coming up, and I picked out an expensive gift for him because we are kind of expensive gift people. We are still young. I'm only 23 after all. And so I'm putting aside the $400 that I have left over, and that's going to cover his entire birthday gift. And I will show you guys once I finally buy that, but his birthday is not till the end of July. So, as always, please let me know if you have any questions. I hope you have the best rest of your day. I love you. Please enjoy this warm weather.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my series of how I'm gonna get my life together within the next year. Today I am talking about my paycheck because I did get paid yesterday. And I'm so happy because I needed that money. Like, I needed it bad. So I'll go ahead and do my paycheck breakdown. And if you see me looking down, I'm just looking at my notes and everything. So I got paid my regular paycheck, $2,010.10. I had to pay my gas bill, which was $24.34. My internet bill, which was $115. My daycare bill, which was $300. My phone bill, which was $103. My loan that I owe was $100. I had my Amazon Prime come out, which was $16.09. My furniture bill was $144. I got my grass cut for $50, and then I had to pay Georgia Power, which was $136.73. So once I was done with everything, the total for all my bills came out to be $985.16. So after that, I had my cash envelopes where I put money to spend just for, different categories and things. So I had my grocery budget, which was $120. Gas got $60. My daughter got $40. And then car maintenance, which has just been taking over my life for the last 2 weeks. Today I'm getting my windshield replaced because I cracked it, and it is going to be $350. I had to do something for my mom that was $90, and then I did some spending for myself to get just some necessities, and that was $60. So I have $304 left over. I'm trying to decide if I should put that towards my credit card that I need to pay off, or if I should put it in my savings, which I had my savings tracker and I was doing good, but my car needed 4 new tires. So I had to spend my savings to pay for the tires, but that's the point of like having a savings, and I'm trying not to beat myself up about it because I was so close. Like, if my car didn't need any maintenance, I would be at my $1,000 emergency fund, but because my car needed maintenance, I'm at $0 with my emergency fund. So starting all over from scratch is so frustrating, but at least I had the money to do it, so I'm not going to complain too much because I'm just not gonna complain. But yeah, so that's my paycheck breakdown. And then
The advice that I would give her is to put half in your high yield savings account and then half towards your credit card debt.
Budget my paycheck with me as a single mom with 1.5 jobs on a journey to pay off $36,000 worth of credit card debt. I use a zero-based budget, which means I assign every dollar job so that I know that everything is accounted for. This was my total take-home pay from both jobs after taxes. I pay my mortgage and car note bi-weekly, so this is what I'm setting aside for those. $450 is what I'm setting aside for a loan payment. I'm setting aside $50 to go into my savings account for now. $300 is what I'm setting aside for groceries for the next 2 weeks and praying that I can stay under budget. This is what I'm putting aside for my son's school lunch money. $105 for life insurance. This is what I'm setting aside for utilities. I have a couple of monthly subscriptions due, so I'm setting aside this amount for that. This is the total amount for bills and expenses this pay period. And this is what I have left over to throw towards my debt repayment. And that is my zero-based budget until next payday.
All right, let's budget my husband's $692.73 paycheck. He did miss a day last week. He gets paid $28 an hour, and he gets paid every Friday. All right, it's not the first week of the month. It's not the second week, third. It is the fourth week. So the only bills we have going out this week is rent, which it's $500. We divide that by 4, and that's how we got $125. Amazon and Netflix is $16 each, leaving us only having to pay $157 this week out of bills. Thank God, because his paycheck is lower than normal. So his paycheck is direct deposit right into our spend account. So we're going to take this $157 and put this right into our bill account where it is automatically deducted. Now, after subtracting this from $692, that's going to leave us with $535.73. Deducting $150 for food, leaving us with $385.73. Deducting $100.72 for gas is going to leave us with $285. Now, our plan is to lower our truck payoff. It is $2,113. So dividing what we have left is 142 is going to go in savings, and we're going to put this 142 towards the truck, leaving us with a payment now of only $1,971 left to pay off. Now, here is a list of our debt that is in collections. Now, we have asked for a pay to delete before submitting payment, so that's why we haven't done anything with this. Now, I did make that mistake here, and TikTok is correct. I had a bunch of people advise me, ask for the pay to delete. Wasn't aware, so unfortunately, I did pay this one off. So these are the last 3 things that we need to try to get off of his credit report. So, yeah.
Let's budget my paycheck as a 25-year-old who still lives with her parents so she can save for a house. No, my parents don't make me pay rent. No, I don't have a car payment because I already paid off my car. So after taxes, benefits, 401k, and HSA contribution, I have $2,018 and some change. First, I'm moving $500 to my high yield savings account. Next is $500 in family debt. Family debt is I was given money to go to school, and instead of paying them back for it, I am giving the grandkids the money back, and it's to go towards their college. They're all much younger than me, so there's no rush on this, but it will be paid by the end of the year. My phone bill and car insurance are $230. My credit card was $126. Everyone always asks why I use my credit card. It's because of the points. Budgeting $150 for groceries. I always buy my own breakfast and lunch. Sometimes I eat what my parents make for dinner, but I eat much healthier than them, so sometimes I don't. I budgeted $100 for Mother's Day and my mom's birthday, and then $90 for gas. I think that should get me through the next 2 weeks. This one always ruffles some feathers. $75 towards fun money. I don't have anything planned the next 2 weeks. But I am going to New York in like 3 weeks. So if I don't use that money now, I'll just put it towards New York. And lastly, I'm budgeting $30 for eating out. So all that totals out to $1,801, which leaves me with $217 for the next few weeks. This is my buffer, so if I ever spend over in any of these categories, or if something comes up, if I don't end up using this money, I'll put it towards New York, or if my checking ever gets too high, then we put more in a higher yield savings account.
So I just got my check prematurely from my boba job. I usually get paid on Fridays, but I got paid today and it's Thursday, so hold up, I'm a baller. I get paid bi-weekly, so this is gonna be my paycheck from the past 2 weeks. If you have no idea who I am, I work a bunch of jobs because I'm a financially traumatized girly, and this boba job is one of my part-time jobs. I try not to work more than 20 hours a week because your girl is already freaking tired from her full-time job. I work 40 hours a week in my tech job, so The boba job is just a little extra money for whatever I want, honestly. It's nice when it hits because I sometimes forget about it. Then when it comes to my bank account, I'm like, oh wait. So this is how much I made, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what I'm gonna do with this money. So I already deposited about $2,000 this month in my retirement account, so I'm not gonna do that. Also, that's really abnormal of me because I just haven't deposited for the past 3 months anything in my retirement account. So the 2,000 is kind of like an accumulation of 4 months. All that money is gonna go to my credit card because just a few days ago, I was at Coachella. I spent a lot of money. So now I have, I think, about $800 on my credit card that I have to pay off from Coachella. And then recently, this is a really bad habit. I've been eating out a little bit. So I have to pay off that stuff. So all that money is just gonna go straight to my credit card. I'm just gonna pretend like I didn't even see it in my bank account. I'd rather wait till next week when I get my paycheck from my full-time job, and I'll use that for my savings and for something else.
Hey y'all, budget my paycheck with me. This is my first time doing this. I've been seeing y'all doing this a lot, and I'm like, let me give it a try. Yes, I do have different sources of income, so I don't get paid all around the same time, but I do get paid every month by all the incomes, of course. I do TikTok, get paid from TikTok, I get paid from YouTube, and I also get paid from a job. So this week I just got paid. I got paid from YouTube, which was not a lot because I have not been consistent on YouTube. So my pay dropped drastically. So my YouTube pay was $280. I literally only posted probably like 5 times last month. So yeah, it dropped drastically. I got paid from TikTok, and that was $1,138, but that's not included in what I'm subtracting right now. I got paid from one job $468, and I got paid from another job $384. Now, one of the jobs I was doing like part-time whenever they need me, and the other one is my actual job. So besides TikTok, I made $1,132, and let's subtract. So I tithe $120 every time I get some money. I tithe. I make sure that I tithe. Sometimes it'd be hard to tithe, but look, I gotta do it because God gonna make a way for me every time. My car insurance, $274, y'all. $274. Then my car note, $501, but I paid that with my TikTok money. Every time I get money, I save. I make sure that I put money in my savings every single time. So this time I put $250 in my savings. I also have to have gas in my car. So that's $30. $30 may last me probably about 5 days, hopefully a week sometimes. My son daycare is $150 a week, and I paid $200 towards it. I'm also doing a business. I'm starting my business, period, and I put $200 towards that, which left me with $58, y'all. $58. Luckily, I still had $200 in my account from my last money that I had, so now I still got basically $258, y'all. Bye.
Let's budget my weekly paycheck as a single mom of 2 working a fast food job. Okay, guys, so this paycheck, we are strictly focusing on putting money away for next month's bills. I was not locked in. So I feel like next month I'm going to be a little bit stressed now, especially because I have a car payment and my car insurance on top of that. So we need to lock in. Stop playing around, stop playing jokes, because this is serious, okay? This is very serious, and we cannot fall behind. I refuse to fall behind. So for my income, I made $330.62, and I know a lot of people are going to laugh at that. I know it's small, guys, but I'm doing my best, okay? I'm doing my absolute best. So I am going to put $100 away for rent, $50 away for utilities, $50 away for insurance, $30 away for my car payment, and I am going to take next Wednesday. I have a hair appointment to cut my hair, so I'm putting $100 away for that. I'm going to a professional. I've always wanted to go to a curly hair professional to get my hair cut and, you know, get a little bit more educated on my hair, and I made that way before I decided to buy a car. So I do not want to cancel on her because I've been planning to go to her for years now, and I finally made the appointment. So I'm not canceling on her. And yeah, I'm putting $100 away for that. I have a good cushion money in my bank account. So if I need to, somehow I'm out and about and I decide I'm hungry and I want to grab fast food, I will have money for that. Or like if my kids need something, I have money for that. Like I'm not worried right now. However, like I said, this paycheck is strictly going to bills for next month. I really do not want to be stressed out. So that's where that's going. And yeah, that is how I'm budgeting this week's paycheck. If you guys have any questions, just leave them down below. Please be nice, okay? I'm doing my best. I'll see you guys in my next video.
My name's Jocelyn. I'm 31 years old and I'm $18,000 in credit card debt. I just got paid today, so let's see where my money's going. Net pay for the past 2 weeks was $2,184.66. $250 of that goes immediately into my emergency fund. I don't see that account. I don't touch that account. The only time I do look at it is now to make sure that the money went in, but this has helped me so much to start building an emergency fund for the first time in my entire life as a 31-year-old. Just 2 paychecks away from hitting $3,000 in our emergency fund, which is insane because I set a goal to have $2,000 in my emergency fund by the end of Q2, and May is not even over yet. $625 went into my account with Austin. It's our joint account where our rent comes out of, utilities comes out of it, and anything for Rain and Rio, our 2 black cats. Before I got paid, I had a balance of $654.13 in my checking account. And then with the remaining balance, taking out savings and taking out what went to my joint account, I added $1,309.66 to my checking account, bringing my total to $1,963.79. The way that I used to operate before I started taking my finances seriously and getting diagnosed with ADHD and working on my impulsivity, I never had this much money in my checking account. I would never have a balance in my checking account paycheck to paycheck. Like I usually spent everything and sometimes more and would have overdraft fees. It feels so good. I'm so proud of myself for getting to a place now where I have a balance on my checking account, and it makes things so much easier and I feel so much less stressed. For the next 2 weeks, these are the expenses I'm expecting to come out of my checking account. $314.94 is going to one of my personal loan payments. And then another $454.17 to my second personal loan. I'm down to just 2 personal loans. I started the beginning of the year with 3 personal loans and 2 credit cards with a balance on it. I actually haven't factored any of my student loans into the debt that I'm paying off because that is just in the back of my mind, not even worried about that right now, especially because one of my student loans is federal and it's been paused for what feels like forever and a year. But my second student loan was through a private lender, and so I pay that every month, $349.78. My Canvas subscription is coming out for $15, $25 for therapy, and then I'm allocating $350 for this Memorial Day weekend. We have friends coming from out of state, and we're just doing all the things, and I want to feel comfortable and not stressed out by money. So I gave myself a bucket of money that I can use. I don't anticipate using all $350. The goal is to spend $275. I compiled all of the activities that we were doing and all the meals that I'll probably get at the restaurants we're going to, and that's the balance that I got. So after all of these expenses come out, I'm anticipating $454.90 to remain in my checking account. And then once I get paid again, that remaining balance I'm hoping to put towards as an extra payment to one of my personal loans. I hope everybody has a fun and safe weekend. Take care. Bye.
Here's the thing about having a budget. The most important thing is to improve your money habits over time. Not every single time, but over time. That is the most important thing. If every month you improve your spending habits, that's the best thing. We all have to start from somewhere, right? A lot of us were not taught these things as a child, and so we have to learn it on our own as a grown adult. And so if we can make small improvements over time, that will really pay off in about, let's say, 3 to 5 years. You will be really good at spending money the right way. And I started this series just because it can inspire each and every one of you to start and improve on your budgets.
Christmas was so hard this year as a low-income single mom. My kids had to get gifts off the angel tree, Toys for Tots, and all of that. But you best believe this year I'm going to save up some money for my kids' Christmas. I got $100 as a gift from a family member. This is going to start my savings right here. And every other week when I get my paycheck, I'm going to add another $100 to that. It's tax time. I done got my taxes now, so I'm sure enough going to add. I'm going to add an extra $1,000 into my kids' bank account to make sure that they get what they need. Look at this. I got about $2,000 and it's only April. I am so excited. Me and the kids done caught COVID. I done missed a week out of work without pay, and I'm short of my rent. I do not want to have to touch my savings, but we gotta have somewhere to live. It's only $300. I'll still have $1,700 left. Hope it don't be too much. Yeah, yes.
Ma'am, I truly do apologize, but it's gonna be, for parts and labor, it's gonna be $500.
What? What's wrong with my car?
Well, your alternator is going out and your starter is going out as well.
Can't make money if I can't get to work, and I can't get to work without fixing my car. I do not want to touch my kids' Christmas savings, but I got to. I'll still have $1,200 left. I can't believe they done cut my hours. I cannot believe this. I'm one of their best employees, and now they gonna have to drop everybody down to part-time. What am I supposed to do about my bills? Oh my God. Okay, what I can do is I can just use some of that money I got in savings. It's gonna help me. I know it's for my kids' Christmas. I'm sure things are gonna pick back up soon. I'm gonna use everything but $500. Everything but $500 is gonna go towards bills. And I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna keep this $500. I'm gonna have it for Christmas. Everything is gonna be okay. How did you wait till the last minute to tell me your football dues was due? Why you didn't call and ask your daddy?
I mean, he said he paid last year. He said it was your turn this year.
But you his son this year too? Oh God. You know what? Don't worry about it. Don't call and ask that man for nothing. I don't want to hear his mouth. Here, take it. How much is $200? Here, take it, Junior. Take it.
Thanks, Mom.
I don't care what happens. I am not going to spend this $300. It won't be as big of a Christmas as I wanted for the kids, but I'm holding on to this $300 for dear life. $250? What you mean $250? Our ER copay ain't nothing but $125.
Well, I'm sorry, man, but the hospital they took your son to after he broke his leg was out of network, so the copay is double.
Why you didn't call me? Ain't nobody ask you to pay that, coach. I understand you want to look out for the team, and I'm glad you took Junior to the hospital, but you should have called me, because I ain't got, what you mean you took it out of the team? You know what? Don't even worry about it. Just bring Junior on home. I will give you your money when you get back. I guess I may as well put this in the gas tank. Good morning, ma'am. I'm here to sign up for the angel tree.
I appreciate you guys watching the video today. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.